Welcome to another half hour of our experts this weekend for Trustedsaskatoon.com. Your host, Brent Lauch, joined by the person behind Trustedsaskatoon.com, Sara Wheelwright. Always a pleasure. Sara, good to see you.
Yes, you too. You too.
And look at what I've got on my phone, on my iPhone. I've got my new Trusted Saskatoon app.
How do you enjoy it?
Well, it's pretty cool. That's the neat thing about apps is there's just a lot less going on. They really get to the point a lot quicker. And for people that know what Trusted Saskatoon is all about, and if you're looking for business or service help in just about any area, it's listed alphabetically. It's a pretty sweet system.
We are really, really happy with it, and we always try to source everything that we have, our staff and our suppliers locally, and this is from College Mobile, who are a great local company based just downtown here. And we have it for iPhone, we have it for Android, just kind of uploading it now for the tablets as well. And it just is nice. I mean, so many people now are using the phone to access the internet. It's now actually more usual to do that in Canada than actually to go on a laptop or anything else. So it's important to be there, and we wanted to make it as user-friendly as possible and as easy as possible for people to find these wonderful businesses that we promote and endorse throughout Saskatchewan, in Regina and Saskatoon. And the app was the next step, obviously, to be able to do that.
So just get on your app store, whether it's through Apple or through an Android phone. Type
in Trusted or Trusted Canada, and up it will pop, and just download it, and there'll be updates happening as they go. We also have our tips library on there, so if you've got a few minutes, if you're stuck somewhere waiting along, you can educate yourself or find out some really neat stuff. We just downloaded one that was all about the health benefits of butter from Hygeia Health Market. So everything really, everything from fixing a toilet from perfection to how to get your your furnaces and ducts kind of looked after. I mean, we really do cover everything and anything.
Trustedsaskatoon.com now with an app for your iPhone or for your Android phone, and again, all the different businesses you'll find listed in their categories alphabetically, along with some tips, and also right at the top of the app, enter your contest to win.
Oh yes, you enter once and you have that app downloaded and you're entered forever, and we've already given away $1,700 prize package, gift baskets, gift certificates, and this will be happening on an ongoing basis. So another great reason to have trusted businesses at your fingertips.
Excellent. Now today, the theme of our Trustedsaskatoon.com expert show is all about the trades.
Dun dun dun. Yeah. Oh, those categories that people are scared of. And the most popular categories on the directory. I mean, contractors, trades. I mean, these are the ones that, people are fearful of calling. They really don't know. I just spoke to somebody the other day who got ripped off when they were on holiday from a furnace and duct cleaning, air conditioning place in Regina, and when they called the company that was calling about, they found out that instead of the $9,000 furnace that the one company had said they needed, it was a $110 fix.
Oh, for gosh sakes.
And they were on vacation, so luckily they did make that second call.
But it's those kinds of stories that make people so wary and need a source to go to, like TrustedSaskatoon.com.
Absolutely. And the businesses we have in here today, we have Mr. Electric, Ross, we have Angela from Perfection Plumbing, and we have Ken here from Gibbon Heating and Air, and they really are, outstanding when it comes to customer service, and we're proud to partner with them.
And they've all brought along some great prizes that one lucky person is going to win. The way it works on our TrustedSaskatoon.com expert show is we are supplied with questions that come from you, our listeners, people that go to Trusted Saskatoon's Facebook page. You submit your questions there. We select some for our clients here, and what we do at the end of the show is simply select one lucky person. And what a mythful we got here
today.
Too. Somebody is going to win from Gibbon Plumbing the $350 furnace and duct cleaning package. Ross, who we're going to talk to in a moment from Mr. Electric, is donating a whole house surge protector, including installation. That's a near $600 value. And Angela here, who's from Perfection Plumbing, is providing a dual flush water-saving toilet with basic installation included as well.
Wow.
It's part of a home renovation, God's sakes. So let's get on here with Ross from Mr. Electric, who's not in studio with us. He's on the phone here today. Hey, Ross, thanks for coming on.
Hi, thanks. Glad to be here.
Tell me a little bit about your company.
Yeah, Mr. Electric it's actually a worldwide company, all individually owned by owners such as myself. And I happen to be the owner in Saskatoon and in Regina. And we're a service company that we specialize in residential service and small commercial repair.
And when someone goes to TrustedSaskatoon.com and looks under electricians, you're going to find Mr. Electric. Ross, we've got some questions people have submitted through the Trusted Saskatoon Facebook page. All good to go?
Absolutely.
Well, it's kind of interesting that you're giving away a whole house surge protector as part of our prize package today, including installation, because we've got a number of questions from people on the Facebook page who are asking about surge protectors. What exactly is going on when I have a power surge, and what other than my computer might be affected? Let's talk a little bit about what exactly is a surge protector, first off.
Well, a surge protector is a device that you would install on your electrical equipment that'll protect you from overvoltage, which is surges that would come typically from lightning or any devices that are going to draw more power than your devices are rated to handle.
Is that something fairly common that happens in Saskatchewan? Do you see power surges happen?
Power surges happen quite often. We have a lot of overhead lines. We have a lot of lightning storms, and so surges will come in through the electrical system into your home and affect your equipment.
Rochelle Neiman is saying, what about surge protectors? Do most people kind of underestimate them and overlook them? I'm willing to bet that's probably the case. Most people don't think about them, I'm guessing.
Well, absolutely. Nobody thinks about surge protection until it actually happens to them. And the first thing you hear when someone's computer fries or equipment goes, hey, I just got hit by a surge, now I need to replace my computer.
So Bruce has asked a question along the line of power surges then. If I've got really sensitive electronics, will the big power bar protect it well enough with its surge protector? And I suppose even then, what do you start doing? Put one of these power bars on every outlet around the house?
Well, that's called secondary surge protection. And yes, it's important to have that on all the devices in your house, but you got to be careful which ones you buy because they don't tell you whether or not they're working all the time. You could have a power bar that's got plugged into your TV into. It could be working as far as getting power to your TV, but you don't know if it's protecting your equipment or not. So you need to have your main power protected by surge protection as well.
Trish is asking about that process. Is it very much involved to put in a complete home surge protector?
No, they're very easy to install. We just open up your panel, and in 20 minutes we'll have it installed and working for you with lights on, alarms telling you that it's actually working.
Seems like a pretty good investment, too. It doesn't seem like a real costly device to have installed.
No, it's not costly at all. We're happy to come out and give you a free quote on it and put one in for you. And like you said, we're giving one away, and some lucky guy is going to be able to win a surge protector and have their whole house protected.
Part of our prize package here today that we'll announce the winner on at the end of our program. Ross is with Mr. Electric, Saskatoon and Regina, and again, one of our guests here on this weekend's Trustedsaskatoon.com expert show. A couple of other questions I'll fire at you real quick here, Ross, that have come off the Trusted Saskatoon Facebook page. Holly says, does a permit need to be purchased for any kind of upgrades like the ones we're offering, such as the home surge protector? Do you need to get a permit for an installation like that?
Yes, every time you do a new electrical install in a customer's house, there needs to be a permit taken out. It's required by Sask Power, and it's a good idea for any customer getting work done to ask for the permit from the contractor to make sure that there was one taken out.
Okay, I got time for one more in here. Daryl says, can any contractor do electrical work, or does it have to be a journeyman electrician? And even beyond that, I suppose there's a lot of guys think, oh, I can do this. How difficult is electrical work in my house?
Well, everybody says their electrical knowledge base, right? It's very, very tricky and very dangerous, too, at the same time. Contractors do come in and little small jobs they will take care of for you, but they're not licensed to do it, and you'll run into insurance issues and safety issues not having a licensed journeyman. And even having a journeyman come in and do the electrical work for you, you have to be careful because if you live in a multi-condo unit, you're not allowed to do any electrical work unless you have an actual electrical business license.
Good stuff, Ross. Some great information that you provided us here today. I appreciate your time. Ross joining us, the owner of Mr. Electric, location Saskatoon and Regina, and you'll find them through the Trustedsaskatoon.com website as well. Thanks for your time, Ross.
Thank you so much.
We'll be back with more from our expert panel. Trustedsaskatoon.com's Talk to the Experts continues on News Talk Radio. And we're back with our next segment of our Talk to the Experts program for TrustedSaskatoon.com this weekend. Brent Laux joined by Sara Wheelwright, of course, the owner of Trusted Saskatoon, TrustedRegina.com. We encourage you to get their app on your iPhone or on your Android phone as well. I like it. It's really easy. It's got all the information that TrustedSaskatoon.com is all about, and all the great businesses that are part of TrustedSaskatoon.com are on there as well. One of those businesses, Perfection Plumbing, where the lovely Angela is joining us here today. Hello, Angela.
Hi, Brent. How are you doing today?
I'm well. I'm glad you're in here because we've got a whole whack of questions that people have presented through the TrustedSaskatoon.com Facebook page, and you're here to provide some of those answers.
That's right.
Somebody wants to know here, Trish says, is putting a sump pump into a house a do-it-yourself kind of project, or do I need a professional to do it?
Well, that's a really great question. If you already have a sump pit in your house and you're replacing a burnt-out sump pump, then in that case, sure, you can go ahead and replace your own pump. That's
I've done
something
that.
you can
I've
do.
done that. If I can do it, anybody can do it. There you go. So we know replacing,
we'll say
replacing
that.
one
Sure.
in the pit.
Sure. But if you are in a house where you don't actually have a sump pit in place, that is something that we would recommend that you call in a professional, because it does require a plumbing permit, it does require inspections from the city, and it's not something that we would recommend that you do on your own.
Okay. Holly's asking a question saying, do I need to get a permit for any kind of upgrades that we're offering, like even putting in a toilet? Do you need to get any kind of a permit to do that kind of a plumbing project?
Well, it depends on the type of situation that you're going to do. In the case where you're just going to replace an existing toilet, upgrade that one that you have in your current washroom and replace it with this dual flush, no, you don't need a permit.
Oh, good. Okay.
But if she's looking at putting in a bathroom in her basement, then yes, you are going to require a permit in there.
Brand new construction.
That's
basically.
right.
Okay, and then after that, after you get it put in, you have to have somebody inspect it too?
That's right. There's two inspections actually in that case.
Angela is joining us here on this next segment of our Talk to the Experts for Trustedsaskatoon.com. Angela's with Perfection Plumbing. Next question comes from Kristen, who says, what kind of things can be done to stop getting a very rotten sewer-like smell from cutting out of my kitchen drain?
That's quite a common concern that happens. There's lots of questions that I would probably ask you first before I gave you a really firm opinion. But the typical thing that happens is it could possibly be a plugged roof vent, which causes the concern.
A lot of those this winter with the weird weather we've been
having.
having.
There is a lot of freezing over the vents. It causes ice buildup, and then that traps that air in, and it's got to come out somewhere. Yeah. The second thing that typically causes it is organic matter that builds up in your drain. It just kind of sits, and after time it does rot in there if you're not doing anything.
Some
with
people
it.
will just run a lot of hot water or pour some bleach down the drain. Does that do the trick?
It does help somewhat. We do recommend it as something for you to try on your own first. We would actually have you use vinegar and baking soda in that combination. Like fill your sink up halfway with hot water, do the vinegar and baking soda, let it drain out. That may help. There's also, we sell a product that is a environmental friendly product that eats away that organic matter. So if you'd have some questions about that, you can certainly give me a call and I can give you some more details there. One of the things too, if it turns out carburetors tend to cause a lot of problems with smells in sinks. So
I suppose.
If you're going to clean for that type of thing, you want to put, with a carburetor, you don't want to necessarily run lots of hot water because it does tend to do things to the rubber inside and the blades. So in that application, we would suggest you put ice in your sink, put a lemon mixture in there, lemon juice, run the ice and lemon juice through there and see if that takes away the smell.
Isn't that interesting? What about going back to the roof vents in the wintertime where you sometimes get the frost buildup from all the warm air coming out of there, the warm, moist air? Is there any kind of a device or a special cap that I can get to stop that from happening that you know of?
Not really. You don't want to cover that up. You
see.
need to have the airflow in there. The only thing that you can do, and it certainly depends on how your physical abilities are, to climb up on your roof and make sure that stays clear.
Gotcha.
Keeping it open.
You mean Angela won't climb up on my roof?
I won't, but I certainly have some people that will.
Here's our next question for you from Angela from Perfection Plumbing. This comes from Jacinta, I believe. How much water does the average water-saving toilet save in a year? That's a good question because it must really add up.
It is a good question, and it's really hard to give you an exact figure on that. It does depend on what type of toilet that you currently have in your home, but I'll give you a quick visual just to put it in a comparison point. For an older style toilet, typical 13-liter, every time you flush your toilet, it's the same as dumping out 3 4-liter milk jugs every single time that you flush. Now, the new water-saving toilets that we have available in most product lines right now can be as little as 1 1-liter milk jug for flushing.
Sakes.
So it's a significant savings. Depends on how many people are living in your house, how many times you're using that washroom. So it's hard to give you an exact number, but that's a pretty good visual.
You're going to save.
You're going to save.
And my take on it is, from my experience with the low flush toilets, is even if you do end up flushing twice, you're still not using the amount of water that you would in the old style kind of toilet.
That's right.
And you've provided one of our dual flush water saving toilets today, basic installation included. It's a retail value on this is $735, and somebody is going to win that as part of our prize here at the end of the program. Angela, Perfection Plumbing, thanks for your time.
Thanks very much for having me today.
And from Angela, we go over to the other side of our studio to Ken, who's here from Gibbon Plumbing, Heating, and Air Conditioning. Thanks for coming in today, Ken.
You bet. How are you doing?
I'm well. You ready to go?
Ready as ready.
Question one for you from Trish. Says, in hopes of some nice summer weather coming, good luck, What should I be doing to get my AC ready? Mine's connected to my furnace. Do I need to have the ducts cleaned on it as well? We've got a bunch of duct-related questions here for you, too.
Well, by her comment there, it seems that she has one connected to her furnace, so I would assume that she has a central air conditioner.
Yeah.
With a central air conditioner, you'll have an inside portion and an outside portion. The outside portion would be your compressor, in which case, in some cases, will have a cover on it. Mm-hmm. So the first thing you would do is ensure that the cover is removed. If you have a serviceable disconnect on the outside of the home, which is code today, you would ensure that would be in the proper position for starting. On the inside, the most important situation there would be to make sure that the filter is changed, and there is a very clear pathway through a clean filter for that warm air in the home to circulate over the inside coil.
What about getting a regular annual inspection? Is that a smart idea for that outside component?
If initially when you commission the AC with turning the thermostat to cool and turning it on, and you're not receiving any cool air, then I would suspect a service would be in order.
Okay.
Primarily the outside cover and the filter change would be certainly the two most important that a homeowner can do without getting into a mechanical aspect of it.
Ken's our guest this segment of our Talk to the Experts for Trustedsaskatoon.com. Ken with Gibbon Plumbing and Heating here in Saskatoon. As I mentioned, we've got a number of questions relating to duct cleaning. Jacqueline just says, how often should they be cleaned?
Well, a person should probably, depending on how many occupants in the home, whether there's pets that occupy the home with the owners as well, pet dander and so forth, and whether you have hardwoods or whether you have lots of rugs or
Mm-hmm.
whether you have lots of material furniture or if you have leather furniture, lots of debris can be given off from different materials, which would require that the ducts would, as the air cycles through your home, through the supply and the return, get trapped in your ductwork. Inspection I would recommend every 2 years, probably with a 3 to a 4 year cleaning.
Susan's asking a question for Ken from Gibbon Plumbing and Heating. I'm assuming she's looking at a new build here, but she says, how many cool air returns should be in a house, and do you need a cool air return in a basement?
Very important to have them in the basement. What happens is temperatures tend to stratify. Hot air goes up and cold air is heavier, so it falls to the basement. So typically people will find that their basements are a lot colder in the winter and the upstairs is comfortable. By having returns in the basement in each bedroom and one in the general area, if you were to cycle your furnace fan on a constant run basis, you would actually temper out the two levels. So in which case the thermostat would actually get a building read as opposed to just the upstairs read where the heat is going to trigger that thermostat to come on or off. By circulating that air, the stratification of the temperatures now become one constant temperature. So very good to have the returns on the basement, in the basement on the lower portion, not in the ceiling.
We got a lot more questions here. For people that have submitted questions, what our guests are going to be doing is answering them through Facebook. You'll be able to get an answer to the questions you may have posed. But again, anything you need to know about plumbing and heating, air conditioning, the furnaces, whatever, talk to Ken from Gibbon Plumbing and Heating. Thanks for joining us on the program today, Ken.
Thank you very much.
And that does it as far as our guests are concerned. And with that, just before we wrap things up today, we have selected one question as our winner for our prize package provided by our three businesses, our three clients, our three partners with Trustedsaskatoon.com, and Ken from Gibbon Plumbing and Heating providing that $350 furnace and duct cleaning package. Ross from Mr. Electric donating that whole house surge protector, including installation. And Angela, who's here from Perfection Plumbing, providing a dual flush water saving toilet. Basic installation included. Value on that $735, $1,600 prize package here. And Jacinta Laviolette, who asked a question of Angela from Perfection Plumbing. Jacinta, you are the grand prize winner. Congratulations, and we'll be in touch letting you know how you can get that prize and so much of it installed in your home, Jacinta. Anyone else who is listening would like to submit questions for our next program, go to Trusted Saskatoon's Facebook page. And again, we encourage you to check out the website, Trustedsaskatoon.com, and their new app for your iPhone or for your Android phone as well. Download it today. And that does it for this half hour of our experts for Trustedsaskatoon.com on News Talk Radio.